Once upon a time, in a small town, in a country, in Africa, it was the middle of the night. The air outside was heavy and still. The stars hung like cold lanterns above the sleeping town, and even the wind seemed to hold its breath. Inside one quiet home, a man slept soundly in his bed. He had worked hard that day, prayed before sleeping, and wrapped himself in peace. But not all was peaceful beyond the window. Somewhere in the darkness, between the shadows of trees and the whispering leaves, a sound began. At first, faint, almost gentle. Mew! The man stirred, turned, pulled his blanket tighter. But then again, mew, mew. Longer this time, sadder, almost human. It came again and again like a cry, a desperate wailing sound that would not rest. He sat up in bed, confused. The sound was right outside his window. A cat, perhaps, but this one sounded strange. It was not the call of a hungry cat, not the meow of a lost one. There was something behind it, a pain, a calling, almost as if it wanted him to come. He rose from the bed. The floor was cold beneath his feet. He walked slowly toward the window and listened. The crying continued, louder now, sharper, urgent. And for a moment he felt it, that prickling along the back of the neck, that sense that the night itself was watching him. He looked out, but saw only darkness. No glowing eyes, no movement, only that cry echoing from the unseen. Then something stirred in his spirit, a whisper, quiet but clear. This is not ordinary. His heart quickened. He felt the air around him thicken, not with fear, but with a strange heaviness. And then, without thinking, he raised his voice and spoke with authority, not to a person, not to an animal, but to the darkness itself. "Shut up, in the name of Jesus!" The cry stopped, instantly, like a string cut in the middle of a song. The night went still, as if every tree, every insect, every shadow froze in reverence. He waited. 1 minute, 2, but the cat did not cry again. Slowly, he returned to bed. The silence was deep now, a kind of sacred quiet, and sleep came upon him again like a calm river after a storm. And when morning came, sunlight crept through the curtains. The man awoke with the memory of the night still burning in his mind. He sat for a while thinking. He replayed the cry, the darkness, the sudden silence. And a question began to grow inside him. What if that was not a cat? He remembered stories told by elders, stories whispered by the fireside in his childhood. They said, "Not every animal you see at night is what it seems." Some say that witches, when they wish to move unseen, take the form of creatures, cats, owls, bats, or dogs, and that they roam in the night, searching for where to perch or whose peace to disturb. And then there are those who say that certain cries in the night are tests, moments when the spirit world listens to see if a human heart will tremble or stand firm. He remembered these tales. He smiled faintly, though his hair on his arms still stood. He said to himself, "If it was a person in disguise, then the name of Jesus unmasked them. If it was a spirit, then the name of Jesus silenced them." And if it was only a cat, then perhaps even animals can recognize that name and obey. Later that week, he told his story to an elder, an old man known for his wisdom and quiet eyes. The elder nodded slowly, as if he had heard such tales before. Then he said, "My son, in the days of our fathers, there were nights when cats cried and spirits walked. There were cries that were not cries and shadows that were not shadows. But one thing has never changed. Darkness always tremble before true faith." You see, a cat's cry may travel with the wind, but fear travels with the heart. And the moment you chose to speak light into darkness, the night had no choice but to obey. Then the old man leaned forward and whispered, "Never fear the sound that comes to test you at midnight. For if your faith is alive, even the spirits will flee." And so the story spread. Neighbors heard of it and told it again, how a man silenced a mysterious midnight cry with just one command of faith. And even now, when cats cry at midnight, some old folks still pause for a moment and say, "Careful, not every cat cry for food. Some cry because they were heard before and silenced." So, when next the night grows quiet and a lonely cry rises outside your window, do not tremble, do not fear. Speak with courage, speak with faith. Because even in the darkest hour, stand up to pray and command the fear to vanish in the name of Jesus.